Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name is Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish Nations. And today we're doing a budget check-in. This is for July 2021, week 2. I was, I think, exclusively traveling this week, and I have several transactions, but actually less than I expected, which is cool. So we're going to get into those. Just FYI, if you're new here, I use f.i.r.e. It is a free app. I am personally not a Dave Ramsey fan, but this free app works really well for the way I do my budget. Yeah, there's a little bit of free advertising on here, but like, don't be convinced. Anyway, yeah, thanks for checking out my video. If you're coming back, thanks so much for helping me be accountable in my budget. If you enjoy this video, I would love it if you would like it. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe and support me here. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into these transactions. All right, so first of all, I got my first paycheck of the month, and I actually was, I guess this is not that hard to figure out, but I guess maybe well, two things. One, I think our schedule has been a little different this year because of COVID, and two, because I'm working a month ahead, that means that my spreadsheet and my monthly are a little bit off from what I'm used to. And so for various reasons, I thought that I was done with my contract for this paycheck and that I would be getting just my base pay. But in fact, I was still on contract. So this is going to go into next month category. I got my paycheck including my adjunct pay. This will be the last one. And so that was $2,129.81. So that is exciting because it means I have a little more to work with next month. I've mentioned this before, but going a month ahead has made certain parts of my system a little more confusing. I typically use a spreadsheet to plan the year, and also at the end of the year I'll have updated that spreadsheet so I can track trends, and then I use every dollar to do like the monthly kind of maintenance day-to-day stuff. But anyway, moving right along. Let's see, so I had a few gas transactions. I think basically all the rest of these transactions are going to go into travel. Oh, except for one. I just happened to go to TJ Maxx with my sister, and I think this is kind of like a kitchen hack. TJ Maxx actually is kind of a cool place to get some spices. So they don't consistently have any one spice, but if you're interested in trying new spices, I always say it's nice to have a nicely stocked spice cabinet because then you can do a lot with a little bit of food. That's a good place to check. So anyway, they had smoked paprika for $2.99 for a little container, or I guess a good sized container. And so I went ahead and picked that up. So that's going to go in grocery because, really that's what that is. All right, so let's scroll down to travel for the rest of these things. Let's see. So I had gas. I had rented a car and I got really good gas mileage, but I did do a bit of running around Florida. I did some day trips to be able to see friends. Which honestly, y'all, I really needed. I was as safe as possible. I did a lot of outside Florida socializing, which was a bit sweaty, but so worth it. I did visit one friend during her tropical storm, briefly Hurricane Elsa, and so in that case we did stay inside most of the day, but otherwise I did mostly outdoor hangs. And so gas, I've got a few transactions. One is $16.50. It's going to go into travel. One is $22.78. And then $16.41. I got dinner for my friend and I at Reggae Shack, which is one of my #1 go-to spots in Gainesville, Florida. Used to be one of my very favorite places to eat, and I was so excited to go back. And we got the brown stew chicken and the curry goat, and it just tasted exactly like I remembered it. And of course, we got festivals, which are just so delicious, crunchy on the outside, like donutty on the inside, sides. So yeah, if you're ever in Gainesville, Florida, please go support Reggae Shack. They're amazing. And that was $39.40. So very affordable as well. It was for 2 big meals with like so many sides and festivals. It's going to go into travel. Next, I got some road snacks. That was $6.82. I also got some hair stuff and some moisturizer for my face. I packed super light, so I didn't bring those things with me, and I thought that I needed them, but then I actually like only used them like one time or whatever. So anyway, that was $21.17. That's fine. I mean, that's stuff I need anyway, and it's not like it's not going to get used. It was just funny how unorganized I was about that. But anyway, I will use it eventually. And then last but not least, I got cash for a thrift store purchase. And some of this cash is still in my wallet, but I'm just going to record it as cash because I used an ATM, and the transaction is for $82.90. That is actually, so because I just did math badly, I ended up having to use the ATM twice, which I feel a little silly about, but like, what are you going to do? It's so funny. I feel like at a certain point in history, I used an ATM like at least weekly, and now I can't remember the last time I used an ATM. So anyway, I messed up. I did the math wrong and I had to use it twice. My bank did reimburse me for one of the transaction fees, the ATM fees, and then they reimbursed for like 5 cents of the other. So that's why this weird number, $82.90. But that's going to go into travel. We're still looking really good in that department, which is awesome. And those are all the transactions for me this week. I gotta say, getting to travel, some parts were stressful. The airport was pretty stressful, especially on the flight there. Folks were pretty lax, but about like things like wearing the mask, even though they kept repeating that it was required, people were pretty relaxed about it. On the way back, though, the flight attendants were a little more strict, which made me personally feel safer. But it was honestly just so needed, just to take a break, to get out of my space, get out of my head, see old friends, see family. I loved it, literally loved it so much. And I hope that you also had a good week. Let me know down below how you're doing, and I will see you in the next video.